even when I had training wheels on, I was always interested in going on bike rides. And I think every kid was interested in cycling, or not cycling, but riding their bikes as kids, but mine never really wore off. I remember riding down the driveway and there being a big wall at the end of it, and I got going, didn't know how to turn yet, so I went straight into the wall and crashed. So my first memory is of crashing a bike, but other than that, I've always loved riding bikes, and my parents kind of got me into riding road bikes, like little triathlons and things like that, and I did Ride Around Wyoming, which is a bike tour with 200 or 300 other people. Then we the first one we did was, we started in Jackson Hole, and every day we rode about 75 to 90 miles a day and just kind of made our way to different towns around Wyoming. I started racing more when I went to college, and the college that I went to just happened to have one of the better cycling teams in the country, and was fortunate enough to join on and be a part of it at the first few years, and then became more of a leader in the program. I first went to college in 2006. I went for about a year and a half before I had the injury of breaking my neck, and that was kind of a point where I stopped and was thinking about it, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I had this pretty big injury, so I decided that was the time to take a little break from college. I was racing at, I think it was conference finals, collegiate conference finals for the Rocky Mountain region in Gunnison, Colorado, doing the downhill race. My race run, I got going, and about 100 feet after I started, it was the rockiest part of the trail, and I hit a rock in this corner that it wasn't there earlier in my 2 practice runs, and crashed because of that rock, and there just happened to be a big boulder that I hit my head into, and immediately I knew something was wrong with my neck. The left side of my body, mostly my left arm, was almost paralyzed. I could move it, but I didn't have any control over it. So I remember laying there, and I lifted my hand above my head, and it flopped in my face because I didn't have any control of it anymore. And I walked to the top of the mountain, since I wasn't very far down the trail, and I took a truck down to the bottom, and luckily my dad was down there. I said that something was wrong, and we went straight to the hospital, and they didn't really believe me at the hospital that I had done something as bad as broken my neck. They did an MRI just in case, and they had me actually just walk into the MRI room and lay down, and as soon as they did the MRI, they told me not to move, and they were pretty nervous, so they got me out of there as quickly as possible. So I got life-flighted from Gunnison, Colorado to Grand Junction, Colorado. They fused 2 of my vertebrae together and took out the disc that was in between them. And so they fused them with a piece of titanium and a cadaver bone. And so after that I had to sit in a neck brace for almost 5 months, 4.5, 5 months. So that was interesting. But yeah, I'm all good. It could have been much worse, so I'm happy with the outcome. It was another couple of years before I came back to school, but I came back to Fort Lewis, and that's when I started the bike shop. I was involved in the cycling team there every year that I was there, and I was able to go to, I don't know how many national championship events, but quite a few in almost every single discipline. I studied graphic design when I was there, and I graduated in 2013 with my graphic design degree, and I've been working in the industry ever since. Well, I'd been working in shops since I was 14, starting out at Backcountry Bikes here in Sheridan and moving on to Durango, Colorado, where I worked in a shop, and then I actually moved to Tucson and I worked in a shop down there. I moved to San Diego, worked in a shop there, and then I finally just figured that it was about time, after I think it was 7 or 8 years of working in shops, that I might as well just start my own. The idea behind my shop was kind of the new way of thinking about a bike shop. Instead of having a retail space, it was more geared on repair and the buildup of custom bicycles. Since I was so involved with biking and so passionate about it, I thought that it was a pretty good way of helping out people in Durango that needed bike repairs or bike builds, and be a really interesting business. So it was fun. It was very stressful at times, for sure, but overall was a very good experience. The Airstream, I've always wanted one. It's a 71 Airstream, and I thought it was perfect. It was just perfect timing. I had this bike shop and a place to put it behind my bike shop, and I've lived in it ever since. This is my 1971 Airstream Safari. I bought this a few years ago and completely gutted it. It used to be a coffee shop. I took everything out and started fresh, and kind of redesigned everything myself based off of some other designs that I've seen that are pretty interesting, and kind of did my own take on it. So I'll show you around. Here's my fridge, kitchen countertop, sink there, and that goes over. I got my coffee machine there. All this opens up for storage. And my bed over here, I've got a swiveling TV. This eventually will be my bathroom. It's not quite complete yet. I covered up all of the vents in the ceiling with plexiglass that's been frosted. I take these out, drop these in. Fit this on top. And then that actually folds into a bed if anyone else needs it, if I ever actually take it camping. So there's my Airstream. Cycling is my life, but I would say that everything that I've gotten involved in because of cycling has been a positive experience. Whether it be meeting really good friends along the way, or the races that you go to, they're all great experiences, and I don't know, they just add interesting experiences to your life.
City's all asleep in a dream where nothing's wrong. Believe in something, but the writing's on